Hey, I'm John from MashAndAsh, and today I get to share one of my favorite cigars that have come out recently. It's the 20 Acre Farm by Drew Estates. It's an FSG, Florida Sun-Grown 20 Acre Farm. The FSG story is incredible. Their cigars are really, really amazing, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Well, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am so glad that you are here. If you like bourbon, whiskey, cigars, reviews, and all sorts of shenanigans, then MashAndAsh is the place for you. And I would love for you to like and share this video. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, and even Odysee. And today I get to share with you a favorite that I've recently discovered, so much so that I bought a box. I was very excited when these came out. It's the FSG Florida Sun-Grown 20 Acre Farm by Drew Estates. Now this cigar is medium, and it's got a Honduran Sun-Grown 99 binder, Nicaraguan Jalapa and Esteli, and FSG Corojo filler with a Connecticut shade wrapper. Its origins are from Nicaragua, but a lot of this tobacco comes from the Florida Sun-Grown Farm. Now, if you don't know the story of Florida Sun-Grown, they, in partnership with Corona Cigars, bought a 20-acre plot of land like 30 minutes that way, and they've got an incredible farm, and every year they've done barn smoker events. This past year I wasn't able to attend, my wife was, so I was the beneficiary of some cigars. And now this is a very well presented cigar. You've got your Florida Sun-Grown 20 Acre Farm band here. You've got cedar wrapper, and then you've got a nice little footer, which we're going to take off, and we're going to light this cigar. Now, the one thing that I don't like is, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's got a little piece of tape that holds the cedar wrapper on. The downside is it gets on the cigar. And my fear is always when I take this off that I pull a little bit right there. I pull a little bit of the wrapper of the cigar off. That's the only thing. I wish they would use a smaller piece of tape, because I feel like I inadvertently, accidentally sort of damaged the wrapper on the cigar. Yep, I did a little bit. There's a little itty bitty little piece right there where the tape, there we go, where the tape pulled off right there. Hopefully that won't cause too much damage when I smoke it. I doubt that it will. But again, this is a lighter cigar, but the flavor is still very good. It's got a nice cap. This is a great cigar. I got to get this thing cut, and then we'll get it lit. So hang tight. So I got my my straight and dual edge, and I think for today I'm going to do a king's cut since we're going crazy with the lighting. And by the way, if you see the red on my finger, I was putting ink in my my fountain pen, and it got away from me, so I was using purple ink, and that did not go well. So the king's cut is very simple. You do a V cut one way, so a nice clean cut. If I can get right there on it, get a nice clean cut that way, and then you turn the cigar a quarter turn, and then you come right back down and you do another cut. Some people call this a crown cut. Some people call it a king's cut, but you can see where they get the crown alliteration because it does look a little bit like a crown. Now, I got a little bit of damage from the cut. This cigar seems to be a little damaged. I don't think it's just the little bit from the tape. It's also got a little bit of damage around here too, and that wasn't because I cut it. All right, so let's go ahead and use the lighter here. We'll get a good flame on it, and let's go. The outer wrapper right near the cap here seems to be coming off a little bit. I'll try to mitigate that some. I think when we got this cigar, it spent a little too much time outside of humidification. So I don't know if you can see, it's got a little spot right here where it seems to be cracking. And then once I've added a little moisture to the tip, other things are starting to make themselves present. So the downside is the wrapper on this cigar is not doing well. But the initial flavor of this cigar, stellar. Drew Estates, everything that they do is quality. I love their cigars. For the most part, even though there's some minor imperfections on this wrapper, some of that could be due to a little bit of poor humidification prior to getting it in my humidor, where I keep things at a nice 69, 70% humidification, which for Florida is pretty good. I mean, I keep my humidor a little cooler, around the 64, 65 degree, and then I keep my humidification around 68, 69, 70, a little bit of fluctuation there. Yeah, because it's a lighter cigar, to me, the smoke is a little thinner, still tasty, very tasty on the palate. So we got the cigar lit. We've got a good draw. We've got great flavors already coming through. We're gonna smoke this one down. I'll drop in on the first third. I'll let you know how we go. Well, all right, gang, we're getting down to the first third, and for the most part, it's doing pretty well. Ash fell off a little bit. We're dealing with a little bit of wind. I'm trying to shoot these videos in between the wind gusts, but so far, again, it's your typical great smoke from Drew Estates. I am getting a little bit more concerned about that. I did not notice that on the front end before I even touched it, but it's getting a little bit worse as the cigar heats up. I'm sure that by the time the burn ring gets there, it'll probably cause a little bit of an issue, but for the most part, it's okay. I think it just seems like this specific wrapper has just not done well. There's something wrong either in the construction or in the storage prior to getting into my humidor. Now, I'm not saying that I'm incapable of having a bad cigar in my humidor, but I have enough in there that have been pristine for a long time, so I don't think it's necessarily me. But Drew Estates does always make consistently good cigars. The draw, still good. Starting to get a little bit more of the flavor, a little bit more of the sweetness coming through, and that's typical of cigars that are from Florida. We're known as a citrus state, and I think that as things grow, it's infused a little bit with that, and that's just the nature of what's growing here in Florida. And I gotta say, getting a little bit of that, I think more cedary now. I'm working on the palate, as you guys know, as I've been growing. I am fascinated watching the cigars as a little bit more liquid from being in the mouth. You see the tobacco. Tobacco is so incredibly well made. I mean, I love these cigars. I love the artistry that goes into it. Guys, so far it's been good. Haven't had any major problems. The ash did come off, but the burn line is still pretty good. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So we're going to keep smoking it. I'm a little concerned about that cap area, but for the most part, it's still pretty good. Well, guys, I got to be honest with you. I told you earlier that I had a concern once the burn line reached that little bit of the tobacco wrapper, and unfortunately, my fears came true. That opened up into a huge fissure on the side of the cigar. Now, the good news is it's still smoking fine. It's just bulging a little bit. You know, there's probably more well-educated cigar aficionados out there that would be able to speak directly to it. I have had a couple of these. Now, because I'm outside, it's currently 91 degrees out. I may be smoking this one just a bit faster than I normally would. But still, because of that earlier problem with the wrapper, I knew that this spot was going to be challenging. So we're going to smoke our way through it. We're going to do the best that we can do. Again, this is not indicative of normal Drew Estate cigars. Accidents happen, things happen. Tobacco is a natural product. This is not synthetic. It's not made, so it's never going to be perfect. Pardon the breeze. It's never going to be 100% foolproof. These things happen. That doesn't mean the cigar is bad. It doesn't mean your experience is going to be bad. It's just not going to be as pretty as you would hope. But for the most part, I mean, outside of this fissure right here, just look at that burn line. Still going really strong. Really great smoke. I'm going to smoke it up to the band here, and then I'll let you know my final thoughts. All right, so we're coming up on the end of the cigar. This has been an incredible smoke. Even with that little issue with the fissure, it fixed itself. It righted the course, and that burn line, they don't get much better than that, boys and girls. And I'm an unabashed fan of Drew Estates. Drew Estates, all of their lines, from the partnership with Herrera, all the way through their FSG, even their Tobacco Specials. I haven't delved into the acid yet, but I do love the Tobacco Specials. I do love their line of Deadwood Tobacco Company as well. The 20 Acre Farm cigars from FSG are incredible smokes. They're very affordable. And that's the thing. I judge cigars primarily on accessibility, affordability, and just the quality of the experience. I have smoked everything from Padron Aniversario special cigars to the Fuente Opus X, handed to me by Carlos Fuente himself, and they're incredible smokes. They are phenomenal, but they are special occasion. But for sitting in the backyard here, having a couple friends over, enjoying some cigars, you can't go wrong with the FSG. You really can't go wrong with any Drew Estates, but the FSG line, from the 20 Acre Farms all the way to their Plain Jane FSG series, phenomenal smokes. Love them. This cigar has ended very well. Oh, sorry, it's very close. Very well. The smoke line on that is, the burn line on that is very good. We're up to the band now. It did right itself. We still had a little bit of the problem, and that one space where the you can see it, it's right here where the tape took off that little piece of wrapper, has not caused a problem. FSG, Drew Estates, their production quality control is the best in the business, in my opinion. That's why I'm a huge fan. Consistent smokes time after time. I've got several different styles of these. I've smoked 2 or 3 different types, from their Toros to their Longsdale style. This is a Robusto. Everyone's got the same consistent flavor, same consistent smoke. It's just a quality cigar. Guys, do yourself a favor. Find yourself the 20 Acre Farm FSG by Drew Estates. You're not going to set yourself back too much. It's going to be a great smoke. It's not very full bodied, so this would be a great introductory cigar to give to somebody who's just dipping their feet into the cigar world. And this has been a pleasure to smoke. It's been a real pleasure hanging out with you. I hope that you enjoyed my smoke and review of the 20 Acre Farm. Guys, if you'd like to find out a little bit more, you can always find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, Odysee. We'd love to find you over at MashAndAsh.com. Thank you so much. Please share, like this video, leave some comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. How would you have fixed the fissure issue? I would love to know that. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. I hope that you have an incredible cigar experience every time you smoke a cigar. And I wish nothing but the longest of ashes to you. Have a great one. We'll see you in the next video.